The moon, our pale companion in the vast cosmic dark. The Apollo program was born of humanity's yearning to touch its surface. On April 11, 1970, the mighty Saturn V rocket roared to life. It carried 3 explorers: Commander James Lovell, Command Module pilot Jack Swigert, and Lunar Module pilot Fred Hayes. Their spacecraft, Odyssey, was a marvel of human ingenuity. For nearly 2 days, the journey was smooth. Earth receded, a beautiful blue marble in their window. The Apollo missions were a product of their time, a Cold War contest, a race for technological supremacy. President John F. Kennedy had challenged America to land a man on the moon. Apollo 11 achieved that goal in 1969, yet each journey to the moon was monumental, fraught with peril, pushing the boundaries of the possible. 55 hours into the flight, they were far from home. Over 320,000 kilometers separated them from Earth. The spacecraft was coasting 4/5 of the way to the moon. A routine task appeared on the checklist. Jack Swigert activated the fans inside an oxygen tank. Suddenly, a sharp bang echoed through the modules. The spacecraft vibrated violently. Caution lights flickered alive. Commander Lovell's voice cut through the static to mission control. "Houston, we've had a problem," he reported, his tone measured. Oxygen tank number 2, a critical life support component, had exploded. The integrity of the service module was compromised. The mission, as planned, was instantly over. A desperate struggle for survival had just begun. The astronauts peered out of the windows. They saw a disturbing sight, a cloud of gas. Their precious oxygen was venting rapidly into the unforgiving vacuum of space. 2 of their 3 fuel cells, which produced electricity and water, were dead. The command module was losing power. The lunar landing, once their prime objective, was now an impossible dream. Getting home alive became the only mission that mattered. The command module Odyssey was crippled. Its systems were failing, its resources dwindling fast. To save its remaining battery power for re-entry, it had to be shut down. The lunar module, Aquarius, became their unlikely lifeboat. It was designed to support 2 astronauts on the moon for about 2 days. Now it had to sustain 3 men for nearly 4 days. A fragile craft, pushed far beyond its intended limits. It was their only hope in the cold, dark expanse. The temperature inside plummeted, reaching near freezing conditions. Sleep was almost impossible. Water was severely rationed to conserve the limited supply. Dehydration became a serious concern for the already stressed crew. But the most immediate threat was the air they breathed. Carbon dioxide, exhaled by the astronauts, was building to dangerous levels. The LM system was overwhelmed. Engineers at Mission Control faced a critical challenge. Led by Ed Smiley, they had to invent a solution using only materials available to the astronauts on board. They built and tested a makeshift adapter. The astronauts, cold and exhausted, meticulously followed the instructions. The adapter worked, and CO2 levels began to fall. The explosion had nudged Apollo 13 off its precise trajectory. To return to Earth, they needed to get back on course. Mission Control devised a daring plan. They would use the moon's gravity as a slingshot, a free return trajectory modified by crucial engine burns. The lunar module's descent engine, designed for landing, was fired multiple times. These burns were calculated on Earth and executed flawlessly by the crew. Navigating by sighting Earth and the Sun, they steered their wounded craft. The final challenge was re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. The angle of approach had to be incredibly precise. Too shallow, and Odyssey would skip off the atmosphere into deep space. Too steep, and it would burn up from friction. The astronauts manually controlled the spacecraft for the final alignment. They jettisoned the crippled service module, revealing catastrophic damage. Then they said goodbye to Aquarius, their faithful lifeboat. Odyssey, alone now, plunged into the Earth's atmosphere. The heat shield faced its ultimate test. A period of radio silence, the communications blackout, felt like an eternity. Then, through the crackle of static, came the voice of Jack Swigert. They had made it through the fiery passage.
Thanks for watching.